All right, so we lived through. It was weird to live through like a historical moment like we had last weekend, and I went back. I started, looking into this. Like I only included assassination attempts. Some stats: 14% of all U.S. presidents had an attempt on their presidency, and 9% of all U.S. presidents have been assassinated. That's a quick stat. So it's a very dangerous job.
Wow.
So starting on number 10, that this was barely an assassination attempt. Like it was the weakest one of them all. This is George W. Bush. Famous video of him in an Iraq press conference. This happened in December 2008, and a journalist shouted, "This is a farewell kiss from Iraq people, you dog." Sorry for the accent.
Nice accent.
It came from the heart. So we're gonna see the video right now. See what you want about him.
Bro, look how slow the Secret Service was back then too.
But he ducked, and he ducked twice. I didn't see the second shoe coming. I know most people have two legs, but hey, I would have dodged the first one, but the second would have got me straight in the face. And on
it has to have been a second shooter.
on a more serious note,
that was so good. That
guy,
was so
he's on
good,
fire.
you guys. Come on.
On a more serious note, people were fond of throwing things at a George Bush. Throw something at me once and then twice. You know what they say. He did get thrown a grenade in 2005. And it turned out this guy's so lucky. Like his presidency, as you said, like his presidency is just like lucky strike after lucky strike after. He should be a smoker. So they threw a grenade at him in Tbilisi. Is that how you pronounce it? Georgia? Tbilisi? I don't know. Weird name, weird country. It's not Georgia in the United States. So they threw the grenade. It landed 100 feet from the podium, and it was a dud. So the guy, nothing happened. Now, on number 4, we go to Bill Clinton. And this thing was about to get memory hold. And I want to ask, because you guys are too young, I want to ask Vinny and Rob.
Just old heads in the crowd.
No, people with experience, like with adults are talking in the room here. Do you guys remember, just tell me yes or no, the assassination attempt on Bill Clinton?
No.
No,
Vinny?
I don't. But you keep looking up like you're looking at Jesus Christ, Humberto. You don't have to look.
I'm looking here.
No, just look at everybody else. I can see you.
Okay, I'm looking at you. I miss you, buddy. I miss you.
Love you. I love you.
So, did you ever hear about the assassination attempt on Bill Clinton?
No, I do know he had an assassination attempt on him, but I didn't hear what it was. What was it?
He had 4, in fact. Okay. One of them, I'm gonna name the minor ones. He had an assassination attempt in the Philippines by Manuel Noriega himself, and another one that someone shot in his general direction by I think it was a Puerto Rican supremacist named Francisco Martin Duran.
The crazy part is that Hillary actually coordinated all of these. She's used to it, so.
Some wives coordinate Christmas, some wives coordinate assassination attempt. It's not here nor there. But I had such a hard time, and Kelly, if you can pull up the newspaper print, there's almost like they wiped into it. There's almost nothing on this.
As always, Bill Clinton has terrible luck when it comes to planes.
Look, Rob, listen. Listen, September 11, 1994, there was an attempt on the White House involving a small plane. Frank Eugene Carter, the perpetrator, stole a Cessna 150 and crashed it into the White House South Lawn.
Into the lawn?
Yeah.
Was he intending to hit the lawn, or was...
No, he was aiming for Bill Clinton's room in the White House.
And he landed on the lawn.
And he crash landed on the White House lawn. Like, I think this is big enough. Like, you will remember this.
I don't remember this. I'm looking now, and I've never seen this guy's name before.
He killed 2 birds, 5 worms, and 200 ants. And PETA was pissed. PETA was really upset.
Well, I've never seen this photo before, but yeah, there are photos that exist of. You can see the White House in the background and the plane wreckage. That's crazy.
How crazy!
He made it all the way to the lawn, but didn't hit the White House itself. That's crazy.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
How crazy is this? Like, I
What a
asked,
loser.
I asked everyone of age if they remember this, and nobody remembers.
It's like a Mandela effect.
Like, how crazy is that a small plane crash landed inside the perimeter of the White House?
Well, even and think about this, how even crazier it is. September 11th is when he stole the plane. September 12th is when he crashed it. Think about what happened, 7 years later on that date where a plane was hijacked and we don't know whether United 93 still to this day was heading towards the White House or the Capitol. But you would think that right there where a plane had been used as a weapon against the White House in the past, that would have come up. And in 23 years since 9/11, nobody's ever mentioned it.
Yeah.
Nobody ever. It was so hard. It was incredible. Like, I tried to look for news clips. Like, I just found the newspaper. You can watch the video right here. This is the only video I found on the internet.
This is super interesting, Humberto.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Holy crap. What's that? That's the plane?
Yeah, this is a plane.
Okay, but and you guys notice, Rob, Humberto, you guys can see the wings, but the Pentagon, not one piece of any of that. I didn't see any of that.
But how
Look at that.
how did this go? Like, it got memorable, and I'm surrounded by like conspiracy buffs. Like, I asked Rob, the other Rob, and he didn't remember it either. Weird. Okay, we're gonna
There
go.
was actually nobody on the roof of the White House to witness it because, as we've established, it was sloped and therefore too dangerous.
It
for them
was
to stand
sloped
on.
and too dangerous.
There's no one on lookout
So
duty.
here's a map. That's a crash site. That's the president's bedroom. They
Wow,
probably
just
changed it
missed
by
it.
now, and it just missed it. This is crazy. So you heard it here first or second. I don't know. We go to number 3 right now. One of my favorite people. It would have been a shame that anything happened to him. Ronald Reagan, and this is the one that everyone knows about. You can see this one. I don't even know if we have to show it. Like, maybe Kelly show a few seconds of it. Like, I think the past week we've seen this video enough.
Look at this. I'm waiting for
Everyone's
this.
comparing the difference in reaction to Trump and how false. they
Shot
were
and then
to
gone.
that
Watch,
right
5,
in there.
4,
11
3,
seconds.
2, 1. He's already in the car and he's gone. Look, the car's already driving. Bye, hospital.
What's crazy about that? The guy shot, Hinckley shot Reagan to impress Jodie Foster, who turned out to be a lesbian. So there was no chance that was ever going to work out.
And
she's totally in
What a
a
loser.
Hinckley is now out and he just runs a YouTube channel doing music.
He should be trans. If he transitioned to a woman, then he
Then
could
he has
end
a
up
chance.
being a
Yep.
lesbian
All
and be with
right.
Jodie Foster.
Full circle.
We just need to enroll him in the California school district and indoctrinate him.
but anyhow, he was funny about it. On the way to the hospital, he goes like, "Oh, I hope my doctor's a Republican," because it's funny. And right here, we have another video of another attempt. I don't know if it was full assassination attempt, but it was close. Like, it meant harm to the president of the United States. So,
Well, you included the shoes in there, so I mean,
Yeah, the truth is-
well, it is. This is April of
Today and
1992.
ruined when a heckler got on stage as keynote speaker, former President Ronald Reagan was speaking.
This is a former president, just like Trump.
Speech,
Pay attention.
Unfortunately, we got to see his trophy smashed.
Former President Reagan had just been presented the Distinguished Service Award at the Hilton Hotel and started speaking.
But I believe the communications business has a key role in strengthening.
Right.
Excuse me, President Reagan.
They sent it. 1 second.
Whoa.
1 second.
Let me explain something.
He
Let me explain something. Dude, these guys are horrible, bro. They're horrible to let him get that close to him.
It was an incredible thing.
No, it hit the side, but still, you had the.
Was that a shot that he took?
No. He grabbed an award that was
Oh,
made
and
out of
threw it.
and threw it at the president.
That's what, because all you see is the glass exploding. Okay,
It
got
is, and here
This is my favorite of all
this
time.
is my favorite all time. Kelly, just let it roll.
Who is it? Well, let them know who is it. What
This is President Reagan 3 months after the actual assassination attempt, making light of it.
Yeah, a balloon
All right,
pops
okay.
in a crowd. Take a listen.
By its very existence and character, Berlin remains the most compelling argument for an open world. We're reminded of the many traditions of openness and democracy that have marked the history of this city. America missed me.
That's why I love this guy.
Quick.
That's why I love this guy. His comedic timing is, chef kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, my list, it jumps up on badass from like 0 to 100. These two guys, Brandon knows,
Yep.
and Connor probably knows as well. These guys are something else. Okay, we're heading straight into like hairy chest,
legends.
territory. I don't know if you guys heard about the Theodore Roosevelt assassination attempt. This took place in 1912. Theodore Roosevelt was shot by John Schrank, is that how you pronounce it? A mentally disturbed man who believed that Roosevelt's candidacy for the third term as a president was a threat to our country. Funny, right? Threat to democracy.
Wow, well, Roosevelt has never held on to office longer than he should have and had catastrophic consequences to the country before. That never happened after
That
this
never
shooting.
happened after. Schrank shot Roosevelt in the chest with a 38 caliber revolver while he was on his way to deliver a campaign speech in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So you might have think, okay, he got shot. We saw the other presidents getting pulled by Secret Service, but what was his reaction? Okay, despite having a bullet lodged in his chest, Roosevelt insisted on delivering a 90-minute speech before seeking medical attention. So he got shot in the chest, and he just kept on going. After that, he famously began his speech by saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whatever you fully understand that I just been shot. But it takes more than a bullet to kill a bull moose." What a badass. I'm sorry. This guy wins. This is an x-ray of his chest. They never took the bullet out because the doctor thought it would be more dangerous to remove the bullet. So he lived until, the end of his life with a bullet lodged in his chest.
Wow.
Look at the difference. This is the headlines from that time. Theodore Roosevelt is shot by a maniac. Like, we saw the mainstream press reporting on Trump. Like, Trump fell. Loud noises around Trump.
Theodore Roosevelt injured by loud sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop rocks. A bag of pop rocks.
Oh man.
So anyhow, now we're gonna go to my all-time favorite guy to ever sit in the White House, all around American badass. I'm sorry, but no contest. Andrew Jackson. Okay. There's no. Actually, we skipped this video from Theodore Roosevelt, but and we can look at it quickly. We can see his shirt after he was seriously shot. And there's a video of the crowd afterwards. They didn't have as many cameras, and they will show the news at a movie theater. So there's a few shots of the crowd like 3 or 4 hours afterward that they got a cameraman in there. But going back to Andrew Jackson, there's not going to be any videos for understandable reasons, like cameras weren't even invented back then. Before I get into the attack, we need to set the expectation of how much of a badass he was. Like Brandon, right? He was a military hero. He fought in the Battle of New Orleans during the War of 1812.
Do you say New Aliens?
New Orleans.
Oh, okay. You said it weird. That wasn't.
Well, I was trying to do an Australian accent. I'm sorry, Amy. Or no.
Oh no.
So this guy, absolute badass. His party when he got into the White House, it lasted like 2 weeks. People in the lawn just puking whiskey out. He dueled everyone and their mother. Like, if you ask this guy what your body count is, people say he's over 100. Like, he was dueling people to death while he was in the White House.
That's how they would sell disagreements.
Yeah. And I don't know if you have the quote there.
Like how he entered Congress.
Yeah, no. The only thing I regret was not
what the hell?
He
was it?
wished
the only thing I regret is not.
He wanted to hang John C. Calhoun and shoot Henry Clay.
I have two.
Yeah.
I have
to
two
clarify,
regrets.
yeah.
I didn't shoot Henry Clay, and I didn't hang John C. Calhoun.
John C. Calhoun was his vice president, by the way.
Wow.
That would be like if Obama had left the White House. I'm like, my one regret is that I didn't kill Biden.
I know.
I can see Trump saying that.
Insane.
So let's head back to 1835, when Richard Lawrence attempted to assassinate President Andrew Jackson. Lawrence was a mentally ill painter that approached Jackson as he was leaving the funeral at the U.S. Capitol. He pulled out a pistol and fired Jackson from close range. The gun misfired. Big mistake. If you're going to take a shot at someone of this caliber of badass, you better make damn sure that you're going to get the guy. Okay? Anyways, he had two guns, double misfire, and then Jackson proceeded to beat him with his cane so badly that the Secret Service didn't exist back then, so he had like presidential aides. They had to pull Jackson. Mind you, he was 67 at the time, and back then 67 was like 80 now. The Secret Service of the time, or the president, had to pull Jackson from the attacker. You know, he with his cane, he almost beat him to a pulp.
Wow.
The Secret Service.
Freaky too, and talking about divine intervention, they tested both those guns after, and both of them fired perfectly fine.
Funny, right?
Yeah.
The Secret Service had to save the assassin from the president, and now they hide behind the president as people are shooting at him. Man, that organization's gone downhill.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Chicks, women ruin everything.
So that's my list. Andrew Jackson wins number one. I don't know where to put Trump. I think I will put him, I don't know, between Jackson and Roosevelt, because maybe he didn't get a word in because now the whole Secret Service, you know, they will put him out. But if he could have spoken right then, I know he would have, but he got pulled out. I don't know. The jury's out.
He at least gave us the fist pump.
The thing is, though, that so like my takeaway from that is that God favors people who are truly fighting evil, because Jackson was fighting evil just like Trump is fighting evil. Like if you know the true extent of what Trump is fighting, you know like how sick and twisted the globalists are and what they actually want to do. The same thing with the Andrew Jackson, who was fighting the central bank of the second central bank of the U.S. that was controlled by the Rothschilds, and that was destroying the lives of millions of people. So, you know, same deal. If you're fighting evil, God protects you.
Do you have that quote there?
Yeah, you want me to read that one?
Yeah, because he got yeeted for fighting against the bank and the people that control the banks.
The Rothschilds.
And he was actually quoted on,
so this is his famous Den of Vipers quote. He comes into Congress day one. He says, "Gentlemen, I too have been a close observer of the doings of the banks of the United States. I have had my men watching you for a long time, and I'm convinced that you have used the funds of the bank to speculate in the breadstuffs of the country. When you won, you divide the profits amongst you. When you lost, you charge it to the bank. You tell me that if I take the deposits from the bank and in its annual charter, I shall ruin tens of thousands of families. That may be true, but it's your sin. Should I let you go on, you'll ruin 50,000 families, and that'd be my sin. You're a den of vipers and thieves, and I'm determined to rout you out, and by the eternal ether of God, I will rout you out." So that's how he comes in day one, like Trump style, telling them straight up he's going to stop what they're doing.
Like, if you read up his quotes, he's probably the only guy ever to out-Trump Trump, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just want to open the conversation. I don't know if you guys have anyone on your list, assassinations, attempts or successful, any weird ones. I didn't want to get into JFK because we're probably going to do a segment later about MK Ultra. So I don't want to get too deep into it.
Let's go to Vinny first.
I want to make a point of how Democrats just are really loving this assassination thing. Abraham Lincoln, Democrat, assassinated him. JFK, Democrat. MLK, Malcolm X, Theodore Roosevelt, they tried to kill him. Reagan, dude, it's weird. It's weird how all these Democrats are really into this assassination thing. And and this guy that tried to kill Trump, people are like, well, he registered as he's a Democrat. His family are liberals and Democrats, and it's just funny how there's a trend of that. If one side really does all the assassinations, it's just such a weird thing. But I think Donald Trump, bro. Let me explain something to you. I got to witness it. I wasn't live during JFK. I saw the shoe throwing. To get shot in that fashion in your ear, go down, and then yell at your Secret Service who are not doing their job, They should be called public service. They're not secret. We know what the hell they're. We know we know what they're doing. To get up and put his shoe on, and then plump his fist and say, "Fight, fight, fight," because he's fighting. He wants us to do it too, bro. Hands down, it's Trump, bro. Period.
Hands
Can't
down,
beat
Trump,
that.
number one.
Yeah, assassination attempt failed with the hand of God, bro. I'm telling you right now. I just keep picturing literally God putting his hand on his head and going, "Yep, yep, yep."
Not today, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, and the stakes are the highest in this situation too. Like, I mean, compared to all those other ones, like there hasn't been a higher stakes time period. So that's what I guess why I'd give it to him.
Yeah, I think Trump as well, 100%. I mean, we didn't get to hear a lot of these other people speak immediately after, but the emotion that was elicited from me, and I think the nation collectively, when Trump did that and screamed out, "Fight, fight, fight," like, you can't, it's really difficult to compare that moment.
And it's literally over if he doesn't win, like, everything.
Connor?
Nah, Humberto, I think your list had it accurate. Andrew Jackson still wins because he's the only one who responded with violence. Teddy Roosevelt and Trump, I think, are tied at the middle of people who managed to give the fist pump and actually do something inspirational right after. But Andrew Jackson still takes it.